Hey there guys, I have already shown you using this puzzle feeder that I got online for my dog, but the fun thing about these things is that they can be used for a wide variety of different animals, so I am going to show you some thoughts and considerations on using this puzzle feeder for a baby goat. So if that's something you guys might be interested in seeing, if you want to use one of these toys for some of your own animals, or you just want to see a baby goat playing with a puzzle feeder, you want to make sure to stick around. That's coming up right after this. Hey there guys, this is Jack over at Hi Red Bird, where I am tirelessly working to find new ways to make the keeping of exotic animals and pets more exciting, more affordable, and ultimately more enjoyable. Now for today's video, I wanted to showcase using a puzzle feeder that you guys have seen before, but using it for different animals. And I think that's going to be a really important concept to dive into, because when you work with exotic animals, when you work with something that is outside the norm for what is considered a pet, it can be a little bit trickier and a little more difficult to find enrichment opportunities and toys. That continues even further when you look at someone who works at a zoo. When you're working with much, much larger animals, they don't make gorilla toys and lion toys at the pet store. But you can sometimes use some things, you can sometimes use the ideas of some things and scale them to different animals. There's just a couple of things that you're going to want to pay attention to. And I could tell you all this right now, but I think I'd rather tell it while you're watching a baby goat play with a puzzle feeder. Now this baby goat right here, this is Lillian. She is a 1-year-old female dwarf goat. I'm going to be perfectly honest, this little girl is basically my princess because her mom, who was my favorite dwarf female goat, this is the first female kid she has given me in her life. And before Lillian, there were 9 boys. Rather, there were 8 boys, and then 1 boy was born with Lillian. So she is a little bit of a spoiled princess. Considerations to make when giving an animal something that is different or something that isn't built particularly for them. You want to make sure first and foremost that it is going to be safe. It's not worth the risk of injuring your animal if it's not going to be something that is safe, if it's an unsafe material. This one with the yellow sliders and the red flip caps are not going to be dangerous to Lillian in the slightest. They're a durable plastic, so she can chew on it, she can kick it just a little bit, as you see right there, but she's going to have no problem manipulating any of the pieces in this. I am supervising her because if she decided that she wanted to really chew on an edge or anything like that, I could take it away from her because I don't want her ingesting that plastic, but I want to make sure that it's going to be safe. Now with this puzzle feeder, this is the first time that Lillian has ever seen this puzzle feeder. You can see with the little bone motif on the corners that it is clearly made for a dog, but a small goat is able to use it and is getting quite a bit of enjoyment out of it as well. I am just using some of her basic grain diet. The good news is for a lot of animals that are kept, a basic grain is going to be available for most species. So you could try this for things like parrots, all sorts of small hoof stock. The possibilities really are limited only to your imagination. Now with this puzzle feeder, you can see it immediately has Lillian's attention, perhaps even more so than if she just got a bowl of food. You can see she is exploring all of the different places. She is using her foot to try to open up some of those things. She is using her her muzzle to try to open up some of those things. So it can be very, very useful to give your animals a puzzle feeder, even if it isn't really made for them. So I certainly hope you guys have found this video helpful. Subscribe to the Hi Redbird channel if you haven't already. Click the thumbs up button if you like this video. And if you wouldn't mind, leave a comment saying hello to Lillian for her video debut, because she is absolutely adorable. I think she did a great job, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. I do need to say a special thank you to my patrons on Patreon. By signing up to support this channel, they help me make more tutorials and videos showcasing animal care possible. If you'd like to find out more about subscribing to my Patreon, you can find the link in the description section down below. Thanks so much.